So here's John the Baptist, and they ask him again and again and again, "Who are you?" And his answer is, "I am not." It's a funny kind of answer, isn't it? I am not. I am not the Christ, the anointed one. I am not Elijah, who in the Jewish tradition was the one who did not die and was taken straight to heaven. I am not the prophet, the new Moses, who is here to liberate his people. I am not all these things that maybe you want me to be and that you're challenging me to be. I'm not them. I hope this resonates with you a little bit. The pressure on you to be something, to be someone. On everyone, on all of us, but especially on you as students, the pressure to achieve, to create an identity, to get certain grades and friendships and personas, to be society president, to be hall rep, to get the greatest internship, to create a CV. The pressure that you have now, that I didn't in my time at university, to cultivate your online social media persona. And I'm sure there's one or two of you who have professional editors cultivating, curating your persona for you. And the dark side of this, the pressure on many of you to buy online essays and dissertations from illegal and dodgy internet sites to hand in instead of your own work. The pressure to be. For St. John the Baptist, there's such a liberation today in not being all this. In being able to say, I am not the hero. And it's the same for you. To be able, at one level, I'm not saying drop out of university now, but just at one level, to just let go of all this stuff. In the sanctuary of your heart, in your faith, in your family and relationships, in your true self, actually, to be able to let go of this and stop pretending and just be you and know that you are worthy and dignified and loved as you right now. In theological terms, this is your innate human dignity. You're a child of God. You are made in his image and likeness. There is a kind of being that is not defined by the world. So yes, you are something, but it's different from all these expectations being placed on you, and it can never be taken away. That's the joy of this Sunday of Advent. John the Baptist, I am not. Well, who is he? He doesn't just leave it there. He uses an interesting word, which we maybe take for granted too much. He says, okay, yes, I am a witness to Christ. A witness. Now, we have all our faith baggage here, and we think, oh, a witness, he's a Christian talking about Jesus. No, the first meaning of the word witness here is the legal word. So just step away from faith and the Bible for a minute and just think about the word witness in law, in a trial, in a criminal trial or a testimony or an event. Thinking about what really happened and who can give witness to the truth of this event. I'm watching at the moment, my present box set is The Good Wife. Have any of you seen this? Yeah, one or two. I'm on box set series number 1, so there's a long way to go. So far it's slow but very good. There's a big narrative arc about family and politics and conspiracy theories and thrillers. But in every scene, in every show, there is a trial scene. This is part of the hook. So it's a kind of procedural legal drama, as well as being a big box set story. And in every scene, of course, the lawyer, whoever it is, gives a great speech, a great performance. They're shiny, very talented. The lawyer, the performer. But in fact, the witness is the most ordinary person. And of course, there's a different witness in every show. It's the lack of show that gives the witness the authenticity. It's their normality, their lack of performance, that gives the words they say their veracity. There's no polish and spin. They don't know what to do, how to perform in court. They've never been there before. All they have to do is to speak the truth as far as they know and remember it, and give testimony to what happened. Yes, I saw him there. Who? That guy sitting there. I saw him. Yes, this car pulled away, the one with the dent in it. Yes, I walked into the room and picked up this shirt, and I had blood on my hands from the shirt. And the court is silenced, and the jury is amazed and dazzled. The whole case turns on the unpolished, unrehearsed testimony of the witness to what they saw and what they know to be true. This is what helps the court and brings the truth to light. Not the clever performance of the lawyer, but the unpolished witness of this person's testimony. What a great freedom this is. In your life in general, and in your faith in particular, you don't have to give a performance. You just have to be real. Your real self as a person, loved by God, and your real self as a Christian. Just speaking about what you know to be true, maybe in the very limited, restricted, very personal way that you know it, but it's the truth that you know, that you believe, and that you've seen. You don't have to do any more than that. And again, going back to this first point about not being, do you see the pressure is off? You don't have to be this great Christian that someone else is. You don't have to be this saint you've been reading about from the history books. You have to be you, but really you. The truth that you know. I've told you this story before, but it's very apt, and in fact it's to do with John the Baptist. How this truth helped me to become a priest, actually. Because after 4.5 years at seminary in Rome, which had been 4.5 wonderful years, but just coming up to diaconate, to my ordination, and to my lifelong promises, they come at diaconate, I was terrified. And I wasn't sure if it was right for me, and I wasn't sure if I could do it. I was feeling the pressure. And we went on diaconate retreat to the wonderful Palazzola villa in the mountains above Rome, so I'm sure that helped as well. But still, carrying this, if you like, maybe insecurity is the better word for it. I was feeling very insecure about whether I could do this, and whether I could live up to what I felt were the expectations of others and the church and of God on me to be a priest. And it was on that retreat that the retreat giver gave us the passage just a few verses later on from our gospel reading today, when St. John the Baptist says of Jesus Christ, "He must grow greater, I must grow less." He must grow greater, Jesus Christ, and I must grow less. And it spoke directly to my heart and to my worries, because it was a way of saying, it's not about me becoming Jesus Christ, it's about me helping others to know Jesus Christ. And in fact, the less I perform and show and the more sincere and ordinary, authentic and humble I can be, the more I can simply speak about the Jesus I know and the Jesus that the church is helping us to know, the more I can point to the greatness of the Lord without worrying about how I'm doing. That's what Christianity is all about, and that's what ordination is all about. He must grow greater, I must grow less. It's true for all of us, and it's John the Baptist's experience today. And a last beautiful thing to notice, connected with all this, is a strange phrase where St. John says in the Gospel today, I baptize with water, but there stands among you, unknown to you, the one who is coming after me. So, here's John. He's decided, he's telling us, wonderfully, he's a witness to the Saviour who is coming. This is Advent, isn't it? We know he's coming in the future, at the end of time. He's coming on Christmas Day in 8 days' time. He's not here yet. There's a sense in which he's absent and we're waiting for him. Yeah? But, says St. John the Baptist, he stands among you already, but he's unknown to you. John is saying that Jesus the Saviour, the Anointed One, the Prophet, the new Elijah, Jesus, the one who is coming, he is not an outsider. He is here. And in fact, we know he's a man in his early 30s. He's the one from Nazareth who's known as the son of Mary and Joseph. He's that carpenter. He's not coming like the wise men from afar. He's here, but they don't know him. And again for us, just to take note in Advent, we are looking forward expectantly. That's part of this season. But part of what it's saying is that he is here already, and we need to discover him, or rediscover him, or see him in a new way, because he's become unknown to us. I was reading yesterday for something that I'm writing about the Eucharist, this phrase from the Second Vatican Council, where we are taught that in the Blessed Eucharist is contained the whole spiritual good of the Church, namely Christ, our Passover. In the Eucharist, here, in just a few minutes' time on the altar, Christ, our Passover, will be present with us, and in him is contained the whole spiritual good of the Church. Everything that we need, all the gifts that God wishes to bring us. The divine presence itself is here, standing amongst us. Do you see how the gospel has a resonance for us today? It's not just St. John the Baptist saying, oh, there's a man you haven't discovered yet, but you will soon. It's St. John the Baptist saying to us, you don't need to look elsewhere and outside to come to know the Lord. You need to look within your heart, within your community, within the church, within the lives of others. Jesus, the Saviour, is here, but we haven't always spotted him. All the gifts that we need for our salvation and for our holiness and for our happiness, in fact, on this Gaudete Sunday, all the gifts that we need are here. If only we could appreciate them and notice them a little bit more. So take away this phrase with you. He must grow greater. We must grow less. And he is here already standing amongst us.